So today is Thanksgiving, and what we typically do is we go down south to where Missy's folks live, and we spend the day there with family. So we're bringing all the things you would expect us to bring. We're gonna load up all the kids, maybe bring a pie or two, bring a horse. They're going down first just to kind of get the horse settled in, and Missy's gonna help like cook dinner and that kind of thing. And then my middle daughter and myself, we're gonna arrive a little bit later. The last thing my wife said to me before she left was, don't forget the pumpkin pie and the bag of corn in the freezer. And I hope I remember that because my short-term memory is not great. But first, I have to get ready. I often say on this channel that I am documenting my midlife crisis, and crisis is probably a little bit too dramatic of a word, but there's definitely like a range of emotions and feelings that I'm trying to process as life just continues to like fly past me. The stereotype of like a midlife crisis is I'm at the halfway point, I'm not happy with where I'm at, so I make these dramatic changes like buy a motorcycle or grow your hair out or whatever. But here's the thing that I'm noticing, and this is probably the thing that I wrestle with the most, is that in a lot of aspects, my life looks the same. It looks like it did 10 years ago on the surface, but then when you really drill down deep, it's completely different. Here's an example. We've done this trip for years and years and years, where you load up the kids and you take them down to grandma's and you have Thanksgiving meal. But it's a whole lot different when you're bringing toddlers and grade school kids versus high schoolers and adults. And I know that they're growing up day by day, but when you see it day after day after day, the small little changes that happen, you don't necessarily see those. But when you compare it to things that you only do once a year, only maybe a handful of times in your lifetime, like visiting grandma and grandpa for Thanksgiving, you just realize how much has changed in what seems like a very short amount of time. Okay, it's a few days later, and I'm editing this video, and I don't feel like this shot is set up really well. I don't feel like Dave from Thanksgiving is doing a great job explaining this, so let me give this a shot. I feel like so many things are changing. Just when I felt like I was getting used to this whole adulting thing, it's changing. My kids, who are barely kids, they're changing. How I relate to them is changing. My body is changing. I used to bring baby gates and high chairs to grandma's house, and now I'm bringing horses because my youngest daughter is going to do some work with my father-in-law out on their ranch for the weekend. My son wasn't almost able to come with us because he's got a job at a grocery store and only has so much time off. And empty nest is like right around the corner. My son has already graduated. My middle daughter will graduate not this year, but next year. And then a couple years after that, it's my youngest daughter. And it's not like I don't like this stage. I love everything about this stage, but I feel like things are changing faster than I can keep up with sometimes. So if there's any kind of midlife crisis going on in my life, it's that. Not enough to buy a Harley and grow out a mullet, but by the way, I'm in Misty's stepdad's shop, and I just realized that they have that sign. I think that's really cool.